I'm out feeding our chickens today. It's in January. Well, I hatched a bunch of our hens this past spring and I have not been getting any eggs, so we had to separate all of our roosters out of the main pen, hoping that was the problem, just having way too many roosters that's stressing the hens. And so far, I mean, I kept 2 roosters in the main pen, but I'm still getting like an egg every other day out of all the hens that I have. So I'm not sure what is going on, but we ended up putting roosters in this chicken tractor for now, just to separate them. I actually ended up selling one of the roosters, and now we have 2 in here, and we have 2 in the main, so there's 4 total. So I'm trying to figure out if I'm gonna butcher these ones or try to sell them again, put them, repost them. I would like to butcher them to see what they taste like, but we've just been so busy here lately the past month that we just haven't had time. That was the plan in the first place, was to butcher all of our young roosters and kind of rotate hatching eggs every year, keeping the hens. Oh look, here comes the cat. He knows it's feeding time. I came out this morning to feed everybody, and they usually hear me whenever I come out here. So I'm hoping that I got them eating the eggs under control. I've made a video about that quite a while ago, and that was a big problem that I was having. But now they're not even giving me any eggs. I don't know what the problem is. Actually, one day I found a mess of eggs behind the house, which I don't know how long they've been laying there, if it was just the same chicken laying behind the house, but there's like a huge pile of eggs behind their house, in between the barrels that I have back there. And so I was like, oh, they're finally starting to lay. But now that I completely moved those barrels, because I really want them to lay inside the house, so I don't have to open up the pen and get in there every time. But, so I don't know what the deal is, why they're not giving me any eggs yet. And they should be giving me eggs because it's time for them to start laying, the young ones. So hopefully they'll start laying soon. I've never really had this problem before. We've raised chickens for many years and I've never had an issue with our chickens never laying. So, but this is actually, this last year was the first year that we hatched our own eggs for the first time. So I don't know if we just had too many roosters and they were just all stressed out about that. So I don't know, we'll see, I guess, in the next couple months or so. Hopefully it will get better because I'm ready to get eggs again. I've been buying like 2 packs of the 18 or whatever, 16, 18 eggs, buying 2 packs of that a week. So it'd be nice to get eggs again, and we're like feeding these chickens. It's expensive to feed the chickens every week, so I would like to get eggs again. So every time I come out here to feed, I'm in the back of the house and the cows are in the front field right now, and they hear me every single time, and they haven't heard me yet. So we'll see if they start mooing. They usually bother me every time they hear the door open. And they'll sit there and moo until they get their treat. I have them spoiled rotten because I give them treats all the time. She heard me. She's mooing already. And she can't even see me, like, at all. But I'm telling you, she has like an ear like no other, this cow. Every time I open up the back door, she can hear anything. So I'll show you guys, because she's sitting here staring at me. I'm coming around the house. This cow is way too spoiled, I tell you what. See, I'll sneak around here. There she is, already waiting by her feed trough. She's always the first one She's the older one out of the 2 babies out there. And the 2 other ones are at my dad's house getting bred. Actually, we're going to be bringing them home any day now because they should be bred already. But they're waiting on me, so I guess I better go and grab their treat because they will seriously moo for hours if I don't go and give them their treat. So I just give them a little treat every day and they will stop mooing now. They love these cattle cubes. That's my best girl right there. She just turned 10 a couple months ago. Been with us for 10 years. And me and my husband have been married 12 years. So she's basically been with us most of our marriage. She's been the best dog ever. We actually don't look like it now, but we put her on a diet a year or 2 ago. Just because we want her in best health so she could stick around for many more years with us. And I'm telling you what, after we put her on a diet and she lost all her weight, she's had way more energy and she actually seems a lot happier too. Speaking of dogs, we ended up getting a puppy before Christmas, and I've always wanted to get another dog, an inside dog. And I just know how hard the puppy stage is, but I just need to overcome that fear because it's been 10 years since we raised our older dog. So I wanted to make sure that I got the right breed for my family, and we settled on a Cavapoo, and it's a cross between a poodle and a King Charles Cavalier. And they're supposed to be very intelligent dogs, so that's why I did my homework and I wanted to make sure I got the right breed of dog. So some of the characteristics that I saw in this dog were they're very friendly, they're intelligent, and they're really easy to train, which that's what I really wanted. I wanted one that was super easy to train. And this first couple weeks was a little hard training this dog, just the potty training part. I think with every puppy though, it's, you know, you have to be consistent and they need to learn how to go outside and go to the bathroom. And I'm trying to just do the training outdoors. I don't want to do puppy pads inside, which I have puppy pads throughout my house just for accidents, but we've had this dog for 3 weeks now, and he's already learned how to play fetch, and he loves to play fetch with the ball and his little rope. And I never really had a dog that played fetch, so it's really cool to get to play with the dog, and he gets some exercise while we play with him every day. And then another thing we taught him to do was shake hands. And I always had a dog growing up that always did a trick of shaking hands. Really surprised that this dog, after 3 weeks of owning him, is already doing the trick of shaking, which is really cool. But so far, the first couple weeks were really hard just because of the potty training. I'm not used to having an inside dog, and I'm somewhat of a clean person, so the accidents on the floor, having to clean it all the time, it's just not my thing. But now that we've had him over 3 weeks, he's actually took a turn, and he's doing really good about potty training, which we have been home since it's been like snowing and the kids have been out of school from, snow days. So I've been home taking care of his potty training, like making sure I'm on it, taking him out when he needs to. But so far he is actually a really good dog, And if I just keep up being consistent with his potty training, I think he's gonna turn into a really good dog. So like I said before, I ended up taking off the month of December just because it's such a busy month and we have birthdays, Christmas, and all kinds of activities going on. And we had like plans every weekend to do something, so I just figured I'd take it off and spend time with my family, and I'm really glad I did. But this is, I think, January 2nd. I'm actually a little behind on covering my strawberries, and I was supposed to do it around Christmas time, which I'm not too late covering them, but I just wanted to make sure that some of the plants looked 50% dead, which they're not dead, they're just in dormant, and I didn't really want to cover them while they are really green, so I was waiting until that they looked, basically you can see here, kind of purplish, dead looking, so I wanted to go ahead and cover with straw to protect them the rest of the winter. And I like to cover the strawberries 4 to 6 inches with straw, make sure it's really fluffy. It'll protect the strawberries the rest of the winter time when it's bitterly cold and has snow and ice. It just protects the strawberries for the next growing season. So this was actually a beautiful day, and it was a perfect day to get all this done. I was actually sick here, but I wanted to take advantage of this day to get the straw on all of the strawberries because I knew the bad weather was coming, and snow and ice and bitterly cold temperatures. So I spent a couple hours covering all of the strawberries this day, and the kids got to play outside with the new puppy, so it turned out to be a really, really good day. So another thing that I did a couple weeks ago in the berry patch, I took out some old blackberries that really just never did anything the past 2 years, and I have some blackberry starts that were in the ground that I pulled up that were in the walkway, and I planted them here. So I don't know if they'll survive or not through the wintertime because it's pretty late for transplanting right now, but I definitely have more in the spring to transplant, so hopefully these will survive and take off for next year.